Good morning, everybody. Today we are starting a new sessions with a new vibe of our morning, and we are having with us Dr. Jayanta, and uh, we will come to know with his journey how he moved from MTech to PhD, and then to he took up data scientist as a role in corporate. What are the challenges he has faced, and how that can be how he failed that not being in corporate, and but coming from academic and a PhD background, research background. What are the challenges one face, and what are the advantage of taking PhD as a career path after MTech?
Thank you very much, Rahul. So let's start our today's discussion. So first of all, as you can remember that I said that after completion of BTech, I selected to pursue MTech in computer science and engineering. After completion of that degree, I again decided to continue my academic journey. And the main part of continuing after masters is to have a fellowship because you are growing up, you cannot depend on your parents earning anymore. So the first thing you should focus on having a fellowship. There are multiple institutes who have some funds to support their PhD scholars, but the fund is really limited. So they cannot provide more than say 10 candidates or even less many times. Yes, it is true that many institutes have some extra amount of funds to support their institute PhD fellows. However, the number of these type of funds are really limited. So it is always better to search for some funds, maybe which is coming from some external projects, which is allowing to pursue the PhD for their corresponding fellows. So, first thing you should consider to get some institutional fellowship. If you are not getting that part, if you are unable to qualify to avail this fellowship, don't worry. You search for the external funded projects which are often advertised in the institute website. And many of the projects, almost more than 90% of those projects, don't have any objection to uh, pursue the PhD degree to its project fellows. So I think you will easily get some such kind of projects to continue your PhD journey. So after getting those fellowship, you should clearly discuss with your supervisors that whether these fellowships will lead you to the PhD degree. Otherwise, if the project prohibits to publish papers or you are working with any secret data, then your PhD will not be possible with these kind of funds. So if you have some aim, if you have the aim to complete your PhD, then I will suggest you to avoid this kind of fellowships. Rather, I will encourage to avail these type of fellowships which are allowing you to pursue your PhD. Now, whenever you are entering into the PhD domain, if you want to be a data scientist, a corporate data scientist, then definitely you have to work with those type of guides which are interested to develop some data science models or to work with data science models. But in the academic journey, you will not face those corporate challenges, like for example, building products or thinking about the business values of all those projects, because academic development is a little bit different than the corporate ones. So if you want to pursue corporate career, then definitely you have to practice all those skills which are required for corporate side by side. Whenever you will finish your degree and you are applying for various industries, so the first question you will face that you do not have any corporate experience. So how will you handle it? So at that time in the interview board, you must have to explain to the interviewer or interview board that you have practiced all those skills side by side, although you do not have direct experience, but you have certain experience, you have practiced, and you know about all those skills. So there are many challenges nowadays happening in different websites like Kaggle. and some other webinars also. Various companies are arranging the webinars also. I will strongly encourage you people to take part in all those webinars, so that you can have, you can get some taste about the corporate work cultures or corporate targets. So you have to explain that you are fit for this transition from academia to corporate, and you will not be able to, you will not struggle in this journey. So you have to convince it by yourself. And another part is the academics. There are some differences between academic CV and corporate CV. You have to prepare your CV as well. So in the cases of academic CVs, usually the institutes prefer some long CV, maybe 3 to 4 pages of CV. They want to know about your academic experience in detail. But in the corporate domain, people or HR, human resource personals doesn't have, personals don't have this much amount of time. So you have to represent your CV in very professional way. You are not allowed to write more than 2 pages. Be to the point, don't include too much unnecessary information, and in this way, and all, don't use too much colors also. So you have to enforce your CV in such a manner that even if HR wants to reject your CV, but due to some other capabilities, other qualities, your CV will get selected easily. So this much amount you have to keep in your mind, and you have to be confident. And remember another thing, CV is not a data dump. You have to be precise and to the point, that the maybe 10 skills are asked by the job description, but say you have 20 skills, among which only 6 are relevant to that job advertisement. So you have to highlight all those 6 qualities which you are carrying. Clearly you have to mention it, so that though the person who is selecting your CV will get attracted easily.
Okay.
So these are the few important points. If you keep it in your mind, you will definitely get success after a finite time, say 2 to 3 months maximum, after submission of your thesis or having your PhD degree. That's it.
Now, one more things, when you moved to, this is a part of the selection criteria that you have considered, and how the one shall consider the PhD followed with fellowship. Okay. So, now how, what are the aspect one shall considered when they work as a data scientist in a corporate, but they are from PhD. So, working part we want to know from it.
So basically, the working parts are not that much different. You will use certain kind of data sets, and you will use certain kind of algorithms, but the approach is definitely different. In academia, you are mainly emphasized on the publication of different articles, and this is the end. You are not thinking about the business valuation. You are not thinking about the area of the application. So side by side, during your academic journey, you have to reserve certain amount of time of your day, and you have to practice it. It may be weekly. In the weekend, you are practicing those parts. Say for example, deployment is not that much common in academia, but deployment is must for corporate. So you have to. And version controlling, use of gits, svn, all these things which are very common in corporate, but these are rare in academic. So
Got
you
it.
have to be careful. You have to learn all these things, because in corporate interview, there is a high chance that people will ask for all these qualities or knowledges or experiences.
Being a PhD, you have, you have opt for a data scientist role in corporate. Now, what are the
Right, right,
challenges that you are facing? Whether, and what are the advantages that you are facing?
right. Sure. So the first part, whenever you are joining in industry after completion of PhD, people will definitely have some higher expectations from you, right? So they will expect that you have lots of domain knowledge, at least in the area of at the subject area where you have completed your PhD. So definitely it will be little bit higher expectation from the PhDs compared to any freshers who doesn't have PhD and may have some little experience in corporate or maybe in government projects. But whenever you are completing a PhD and you are joining into the industry, the expectation of the company will definitely be significantly higher. So you have to meet the expectations, meet the company's expectations. And as I said, that you may have some less experience compared to the already existing corporate employees, like the deployment in the deployment part, like using Docker or Kubernetes, or maybe maintaining the versions using Git or SVN. All this part usually in PhD we don't practice, but the company expectation is also same in those areas also, that you have some extra experience or you have some strong experience in those areas. So you have to bridge the gap. In reality, you may not have that much amount of experience in those tools, but your company expectation is a little bit higher compared to the normal or natural expectations. So you have to bridge this gap, you have to work some extra, you have to discuss with your friends, colleagues, you may need to discuss with some of your juniors. Those are actually those who spent some, those who are already in industry for a couple of years, but still they are junior still they are junior in terms of your in terms of the age or maybe the domain knowledge, but they have all this experience, all this experience related to deployment or maybe version controlling. So you have to learn, you have to collaborate, you have to spend your time on all those challenges or all those gaps to fulfill the requirement of the company. It will take some time, it may take 1 year. You have to keep your patience, you have to try to deliver your best, and always you have to try to improve your quality, right? So in this way it's not impossible, it may be a little bit challenging, but it's not completely impossible. Lots of people are doing, lots of people are successfully transferring their career from academia to corporate. They are becoming successful, they are becoming known person to the community. So always be in positive mind, and never allow yourself to put in some inferiority complex. Always accept the challenge. All these things, quite natural things that you have applied in your academic career or PhD career, you just transfer it to your corporate job area.
Okay.
That's it, nothing more than that. Very easy.
Okay. Thank you, Jayanto, for the nice interactions, and that will really help the audience. Dear audience, please subscribe us and
Sure,
hit
please
the
subscribe.
like icon and also the bell icon to get notifications. We will bring more insights,
Sure.
insightful experience and consultation in the upcoming session. Thank you. Bye.
Sure. Thank you. Bye. Bye.